We welcome you live inside of the Rivets Rundown. I'm your host, Craig Combs, here with my broadcast partner, Parker Porrill. And Parker, this show continues to be your source for anything and everything that is the Rockford Rivets baseball organization. We thank you for joining us here on this week's episode. As Parker, the boys are on the road. They're up in Kalamazoo, and they've been putting in some work.
You're exactly right, Craig. It was a tough going in the first two games for the Rivets. Game one saw the Rivets actually outscore the Growlers in the final three frames. However, the Growlers just had too much going for them. 8-3 win, the Rivets' first loss of the season. And then in game two, the Growlers had 5 unanswered runs. The Rivets would fall 5-4, a tough loss. However, in game three, that's where we finally saw the Rivets get in the win column. Last night was an action-packed game, and let's get right into the action because that's exactly what the Rivets did. On the first pitch of the game, a laser from Jack Ziebig goes yard, and the Rivets would use this as fuel for an early 2-run lead. And now let's flash forward to the ninth inning, a 1-out single from Shupman, and let's follow that out with another single, this time with 2 outs from Braden Bakes. And all this just to set up Matt Flaherty with a 3-run home run for the Rivets to take the lead. That would provide just enough cushion for the Rivets to take the dub, and an exclamation point on a thrilling win and a thrilling way to put the Rivets in the win column. What a massive win for the Rivets to finally put them in the positives. They have a 1-2 record, and I had a chance to talk to Coach Will Oberg after the win, and he highlighted the hurlers on the bump for the Rivets, a massive point going forward. Here's the clip from the post-game presser.
Even Landon today, he didn't have his best stuff early on, especially in that first inning. It was a little bit shaky. Went up to him in between innings, and he was all good. He's like, I got you. We'll be good to go here. He settled in and did what he's done for us in the past. That was big, seeing him there kind of battling through some things, finding a way to work with what he had today, and it wasn't his best stuff. And that's what it takes to win in the Northwoods League, is you got to go out there and compete over the course of the season. You got 72 games. You're not going to have your best stuff every game. And competitors like Landon going out there and just taking the ball and working with what they got that day and finding a way to get the job done and turn it over to the pen after five really good innings there out of them was awesome to see. And like you mentioned, Wajda and Petrie were awesome for us the past 2 games, and so that's very encouraging early on to be getting good starts like that.
Coach Will Oberg not only talked about his hurlers, but also talked about his guys swinging the bat, and I had a chance to talk to him about that with both their successes and their failures. Let's get to the clip.
So just kind of changing our sights a little bit, and once we start finding the barrel, getting a little bit more comfortable with it, yeah, we'll get some balls out front and we'll go elevate and do some damage that way. But just not trying to jump in the deep end right away is the biggest message there. Let's get comfortable. Let's start having good at bats. Stay on the barrel. Keep our flights low, and then good things will happen there. Obviously, we'd like to cut down on a little bit of the swing and miss, but like I said, there's been some really good arms that Kalamazoo has ran out early in these first 3 games, and credit to our guys to making the adjustment. I felt like every game has been better than the last, and that's been a big positive moving forward.
Coach Oberg was pleased with what he saw in Game 3, and he's looking forward to the rest of the season and moving forward.
And speaking of the rest of the season, the Rivets and Growlers will close out their 4-game series tonight in Kalamazoo, Michigan. The Growlers will look to bounce back with a win in the opening series. A win today in Game 4 would seal that for them. Reagan Paulina continues to lead the Growlers at the plate, 444 with an RBI. The Rivets on the other side of the diamond look to return to 500 on the strong bat of outfielder Kane Hedrick, who's leading the Rivets team in batting, 7 for 11 this season, to go with Matt Flaherty's 2 home runs and 5 RBI. Game 4 emanates tonight from Homer Stryker Field in Kalamazoo, Michigan, a 6:35 start time, and you can catch that game on the worldwide leader, ESPN+. Well, and if you haven't noticed, you take a look around, we are inside of the Rockford Rivets locker room as the team is on the road finishing up their 4-game set against Kalamazoo. And one of the benefits of no one being around here, Parker, is we were able to steal a few minutes of Steve Malliet's time and able to sit down and ask him some questions about the team.
Yeah, I'm really thankful you're able to steal some time. If you know Rivet Stadium, you can always see Steve Malliet running around. I bet it was great to just have him in one place and just pick his brain on what it's like running a professional baseball team.
Well, and he's been everywhere. He's done everything. He has experience in Major League Baseball, a plethora of other minor league teams, and we are so fortunate that he's here in Rockford, Illinois, transforming this Rockford Rivets organization. We're going to go to the interview we had with Steve. We're going to give you some snippets from that interview, and then you'll be able to catch the full interview tomorrow on the Rockford Rivets social media. And so it's all encompassing, right? It's from top to bottom. Everyone has a role or has a job to do, and if you do your job, then at the end of it, which this Friday night, May 31st, yes, opening night here, you as a fan coming into this stadium, you're going to see all of the hard work, not only on the field, but off the field as well.
Absolutely. And we've got big plans for the future too, but you're going to see, our staff of 30 plus people really working hard the next week to make sure that when the fans come through the gate on Friday night, that they see a clean, well-organized machine. And that's what we want this to be. And consistently year in, year out. And then you're going to see some improvements too to the ballpark. The new bathrooms, what I call, the Rockford area's best bathrooms. You're going to notice that when you come in. Paul Iverson from Iverson Painting has done a great job of, really making our bathrooms look good. And we've added some really nice amenities as well. And then you'll see the new stadium club. That's going to be a bar area here that we haven't had before, open to the public. You're going to love that. And two, just the entertainment. We've got new entertainers. We've got a brand new mascot, Rally, the Rivetsaurus, which I think the kids are going to love, and everybody's going to enjoy Rally. But just a lot of new things to see. Our kids area obviously improved last year. We have a kids area. I don't think the team had previously had one of those, but we have multiple inflatables for the kids and games and all kinds of fun things going on.
Well, and as we start to wind down here, Parker, we don't want to get caught in the rundown. It's not a forever rundown, but we are excited. We've been waiting for this all spring, all winter long. And this weekend, the Rockford Rivets are going to come home and open up the 2024 season, a 4-game set. 2 of those are going to be on ESPN+. One of them I will have the call for. One of them, Parker, you will have the call for. Hey, man, we made it.
Yeah,
we're here.
Exactly. We didn't make it, but don't worry. Just because he's on the call or I'll be on the call, you'll still get to hear both of our voices. We're going to be talking to the players. There's going to be a lot of action here. And if you don't have ESPN+, come down to Loves Park, Illinois. Come to Rivet Stadium. It's going to be a great time. But for the Rivets rundown, for my partner Craig Combs, I'm Parker Porrill. Thank you so much for tuning in. Rivets out.